outside of Franklin, Tennessee, out in the countryside at beautiful Stoney Creek Farms, where what we're going to learn today is where our food comes from, how to grow it, how to eat it, how to enjoy it. This is Lee Funderburk. Lee, thank you so much for having us out at Stoney Creek Farms. We're standing in between a couple of your crops here, rows of crops. What's right here in front of us?
In front of us are Sweetheart grape tomatoes. They're super sweet and a wonderful variety of tomatoes. As you can see, some of them are ripening. We've already had people picking out here, so we don't have a lot of the dark red, but they'll turn red on your countertop if you pick them, as long as they're turning.
And while we're talking about tomatoes, right behind us, what do you have? What varieties growing there?
We have two other varieties of tomatoes. This one in particular is our slicer tomato variety, which is called Amelia. And it's a great variety. It gets nice and red. It has a wonderful flavor. We also have some Roma, San Marzano Roma tomatoes, which are farther down, which are mixed into the Amelias.
Now, Lee, I want you to explain to everyone what your kind of mission statement is here. Coming from the corporate world, you have to have a mission statement.
Yes, we do.
So briefly go into that for us and explain what you're trying to accomplish out here.
Well, our main goal, Sherry, is to take people back to the farm. We want to be able to show people how food is grown, because we're at least 3 generations away from the farm. We also want to be able for them to see where healthy food is grown. We want to teach them how to grow their own healthy food. And you know, our ultimate goal is to not have a U-pick garden, and for everybody to be able to grow like square-foot gardens and stuff like that in their backyards.
But how does the plot renting or leasing go?
Well, we have 3 different sizes. We've got 10 by 10 all the way up to 20 by 30 feet. And we actually educate them on this particular piece of land, how the sun flows, you know, and how it rises and falls. You need at least 6 hours of sunlight for your vegetable garden to do well. So we actually help you with your plants, what grows, companion plants, what grows together and what doesn't grow together. For instance, you don't want to put cabbage and tomatoes together. There's certain items that don't go well together. They're just not good friends. So we teach them what part of the garden to put their different plants in, and we actually help them plan the garden, and then we can help them with selecting the proper plants or seeds, and we actually help them plant them.
So really all these people that are leasing plots from you are becoming extended family members when you see them on a regular basis, correct?
They really are. They are like family. It's really a wonderful environment. We have 19 plots rented this year, and they share information together as well as us sharing information with them.
And I noticed you had chickens?
Yes, we do.
Is that part of your education?
It is part of our education. We talk to people about how to raise a backyard flock. We also talk about the life cycle of chickens. We sell some fresh eggs, not very many, but just some fresh eggs that we have from our chickens. But kids have a real learning experience when they come out here, because we do tours. We cover things like composting, rainwater capture, the life cycle of chickens, goats and their purpose on the farm, because we do have goats across our creek. And we have a blue line creek that runs all the way through the farm that's lovely. People can come out here, pick vegetables. They can also picnic on the farm. I mean, there's a number of activities and we also have a playground, you know, for kids to play on.
What is the most popular thing that people want to plant first in their plot?
Definitely tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Everyone wants a tomato for that BLT in the summertime, don't they?
Absolutely.
And then what are the things that you suggest that are kind of unusual for people to try?
Well, we actually have a Japanese gardener who has introduced us to a lot of very interesting plants. He has a Japanese eggplant and Japanese cucumbers, and he's given me some of those, and they have a little different flavor, but they're wonderful.
Hey Lee, I'm interested in your beneficial plantings that you do here. Can you explain them to us?
Sure. We grow all different types of flowers over the garden, but we mainly have cosmos and buckwheat, and you can see the white buckwheat in the field of greens, but we grow those all over the garden, and we also grow them in between our tomato plants. And they attract beneficial insects, and by attracting those, they kill the bad insects. So for instance, hoverflies, little bitty hoverflies, can eat all types of aphids and larvae and all sorts of things that can harm your plants.
All right, Lee, what do we have growing here?
We have green beans, and we've already gone through one picking of green beans where we've completely covered them, and now we're waiting for them to rally. You can see some of the blooms that are happening on the plants. So, and then right next to it is our zucchini. We have 5 rows of zucchini, and we have an extra large zucchini that we forgot to pick. So if you'd like me to, I'll show you.
Sure.
This is what Now this is a zucchini.
That could make a couple loaves of bread, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So then as we go down, you can see some people will come out later in the season and they'll actually buy our zucchini blooms.
I was just going to ask you about that for stuffing and grilling or baking.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't let them do that at the first of the season because we want as much production as we can, but we do allow that toward the end of the season, and it's getting about mid-season, so we're going to start allowing that. We have 6 rows of yellow crookneck squash, and then past there are pepper plants, all different varieties, and then we have okra, and we have cabbage and broccoli in the back corner.
Lee, what kind of peas are these?
These are purple hull peas. We grew them in West Tennessee when I was growing up, and you shell them, and they're wonderful. They're kind of like a Crowder pea, but they're sweeter and absolutely wonderful, and they turn your fingers purple when you shell them. So that's just one of the benefits.
Let's talk about these grapes.
Okay, these are muscadine grapes, and West Tennessee grows a lot of muscadine grapes. Here in Middle Tennessee we grow some, but we've had this grapevine and we sell our grapes in, it depends on, but it's end of August. It can be anywhere from end of August all the way to early October when they're ready. It just depends. But they're wonderful. They have a unique flavor, and this is the bronze variety.
And what are they using these for?
Jams and jellies and grape juice, and that's mainly, and some people make wine out of it.
And behind us we have?
These are blueberries, and we have not a whole lot of blueberries, but we have some. And we just want people to be able to learn where berries come from and how to pick them, and it's really just a family learning experience.
I've heard of knee-high by the 4th of July. Well, it's after the 4th, second weekend in July here in Franklin, and I see we've got corn ready already. What kind is this?
This is a sweet Marai corn. It's a super sweet variety, and I'll show you how you can tell when it's ready because the tassel on the end of it actually becomes brown. So what you do is you hold on to the stalk, you pull it down, pull it up, and then we just check it. Ah, super sweet yellow. Isn't that beautiful?
Looks yummy.
Yes, it is. All you have to do too is just put it in boiling water for 4 minutes and it's ready to go.
Nothing better than fresh tomatoes and fresh corn in the summer.
Yum.
Tell me about your blackberries here.
Well, our blackberries are a thornless variety. It's a hybrid blackberry, so you don't have to worry about any of the thorns getting in your fingers while you're picking them. They're also, as you can see, they're smaller red berries, but they will plump up as they're getting ripe and they'll get huge. And they're absolutely succulent. They're really, really tasty. We also have wild blackberries on the farm too, but you have to go across the creek or in our tree line to be able to pick those.
Lee, I understand you received a wonderful award this year.
Yes, we're very excited about it. It's the Small Farm Innovation Award from the TSU Cooperative Extension.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So you want to make a visit to Stoney Creek Farms? For more information, look up volunteergardener.org.